Hello there. Come on into the Muscle Mansion. I'll show you all the secrets. Today, I'm just gonna run over my little pre-workout routine, the pre-workout I'm taking, and then we're gonna head to the gym for pull session B. We are now about 4 weeks into this off season, so just fresh after a deload, feeling juicy. All the creatine is saturating in my veins and the calories and carbs, so feeling good, feeling strong. And yeah, I'll take you over my wee pre-workout here. So this is this sort of routine I run over, maximize the pump. Well, first of all, we're putting in the pre-workout. So we're going MV pre today. You cannot fail with MV pre, it's the GOAT. Or we have watermelon lemonade. No, we're swapping it because I have two. We're going jungle juice to get extra juicy. So I always weigh my pre-workouts too as well, just so I can be consistent with the servings, so I know like how much I had last time and I can make sure I'm having a similar amount or whatever. So for this, about 18 grams as a serving. I'm gonna go slightly more today because I'm on camera. I have to look strong, don't I? I can't be weak on the camera. So there's 18, 19, 22. So about a serving and 20% or so. So what I'm going to do as well is, with that, to maximize your pump, what you're going to want is half a teaspoon of salt, preferably pink salt myself, because it's a little bit higher in sodium. And what that's going to do is short spikes, and a wee bit of sodium like this is going to spike your blood pressure temporarily quite high, and that spike in blood pressure can pull more water into the muscle cells intramuscularly, enhancing your pump, better pump. And along with the pre-workout, with the ingredients that it already has for vasodilation, get really, really good pump. So and then I'll just sip on this. I'll just sip on this for the next 5-10 minutes. Another important note as well, caffeine takes about 40 minutes to peak in your system, so don't be drinking your pre-workout right at the gym or sipping a monster during your workout. It takes about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how much food and stuff is in your stomach, for that caffeine to really peak and hit peak levels. So I usually have it about 20 minutes pre-session, because 5, 10, 15 minutes into the session is usually when I'm hitting that top set, that first heavy exercise. So pink salt and pre-workout, juicy pumps. Let's go. I'll see you in the gym.
I don't really see God as the competition, but if you go against me, you the opposition. But if you want to look like you could close the distance, I'ma give it A forever since you're so persistent. With you, I'm just practicing, cause I'm back to back, let's get back to winning. As a matter of fact, I'm not that.
Okay, so today, big focus on lats. So first and second movement, all lat biased. Whenever you're doing your pull training, you can sort of have upper back focus movements or lat focus movements. Lats is one of my main focuses this off season. So a lot of volume going in, a lot of exercises, a lot of thought behind the execution, etc. It's been something I've needed to work on the last while, so I'm going to be giving some good cues and pointers over these next couple of exercises to how I brought my back up and how I plan and continue to bring it up over the next couple of months. So pay attention if you want to get a big back. Okay, single arm lat pull down on a machine. Okay, this machine here, this Nautilus one, if you have access to it, make sure you're using it. It's one of the best machines you can use for your lats. So do a lot of this stuff single arm, you're going to get a far better squeeze, a far better contraction, especially if back's something you struggle to feel and it's something you're struggling to bring up. So some of the setup cues, so one arm at a time. I'm just going to grab it like this. On my left knee, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply pressure, constant pressure. So see my calf, I'm pressing up into it. And then when I grab it, I'm gonna laterally flex, so this shoulder is dropping down towards my left hip, and this is all lined up in a straight line now. So what I'm gonna do is supporting arm here, stiff, applying counter pressure, boom, pulling down into that hip. I'm not too arched like this, that's gonna be upper back focused. I'm not rounded like this, I'm just nice straight, boom, pulling down like that. I'm trying to drive this elbow right down into my hip. Coming up, letting my shoulder raise and protract just to the point to the straight. Boom. You're gonna feel that right in the lats.
Yeah, feel like John Moran. Need a triple double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball.
Always rest between your unilateral sets as well. So doing these single arm, so it's very, very taxing. You can see how out of breath I am. So I'm always taking a break, even though it's 30 seconds, 60 seconds, because my heart rate's so fast right now. If I was to go straight in, there's no way I'd be able to put as much effort and intensity on the other side, because I'll be starting to set off more fatigue. So whether it's single leg, single arm, rest between your sets if you want more out of them. Before some of these sets, before my working set, I just did one feeder set there. That's just to get a feel for it, because the last exercise I done was a pull down. We're moving in this plane, arms above head. Here, it's a row, so my arms are in front. Now, while my elbows, lats and everything are warmed up, I haven't actually done any sets in this movement, so it would be unwise for my first set to be a working set. I'd like to do a couple of reps just to feel it, get my nervous system ready, get me ready, give me more time. And then so the next set I do in this is going to be a working set where I can go all out. So don't be afraid to add in feeder sets or extra warm-up sets along the way. Get more out of your sets. Single arm, knotless machine row. Another really, really good lat exercise. So again, we're doing this single arm, especially with these adjustable handles, you're going to get a really, really good squeeze. So set up on this. Because we're doing it single arm, we don't want our chest in the pad. We always want to think in any machine, how can I get as stable and be as strong, lift as much weight as possible? So in order to do that, we need as much counter force and stability as possible. So what we're going to do is non-working arm, drive that elbow into this pad, because this machine's trying to pull me forward, and this is going to keep me with counter pressure backwards. So grab this, all my pressure is in my left leg, same side as a working arm. Non-working arm, dug into this pad, and again, boom, down into the hips just like that. Boom, because now I've got counter force from two places. I've got counter force from my feet pushing in, I've got counter force from this. Be really, really stable and get a great squeeze, so try that out.
I'm doing my job, that includes whipping and keeping the recipes. I cannot stop, I gotta get it to legend.
Here's an upper back focused row machine variation. So typically when we're doing pull day, training back, you're either gonna have two types of movements. You're gonna have lat focused movements where we're rowing quite close into the sides. You're gonna have upper back, rear delt, trap focused movements where elbows are flared that wee bit higher. So here is an upper back focused movement. So I'm grabbing these handles, and what I'm doing is my elbows are gonna flare that bit wider. Typically if this was lat dominant, my elbows would be coming a lot closer, but here they're flaring a lot more. And what I'm emphasizing is scapular movement. So in the stretch, I'm letting my shoulder blades pull and protract. And then in the contraction, I'm really getting that chest out and squeezing them shoulder blades tight behind me, trying to pinch them together. So that's basically the difference between your row variations and pull downs, whether it's upper back or lat focused.
Become the best in me. I'm doing my job, that includes whipping and keeping the recipes. I cannot stop, I gotta get it till legends are next to me. Till legends are next to me. Aye, please do not text to me.
That's upper back and lats finished. Now we move on to a rear delt movement. Last sort of pull-in movement of today. Rear delts and biceps, and that's it. Whew. Okay, so a rear delt focused pull down. So main difference with this, we're not focused on scapular retraction, on getting them shoulder blades pinched back together like we would be on upper back. And also our elbows aren't tracking as close to our sides as they would be if it was a lat focused movement. So here, all we're doing is hands here, we're gonna be in like semi-neutral grip. We're gonna slightly lean back and just row, just down to there. Focus on dragging my elbows out to each wall. Pause, boom. Focus on hitting the rear delts at the bottom of each pull down each time, nice, slow and controlled. Hammer rope drag curls. Last movement to finish off the day. Great bicep movement, something we're focusing on. We're focusing on having the elbows actually finish behind your torso as you curl up. So elbows in front at the start position. And as I curl, my elbows are actually moving back slightly as well. So you'll see here, starting here, calm at about mid-shin height. Pick it up, arms are in front, elbows in front. Boom, finishing like that. Great bicep movement. One more set. Whew. Done. If your sets don't look like that, probably not working hard enough. And that's why you're a skinny bitch. So, I'm gonna run you over the post-workout setup. Today we are going with barbecue honey, or honey barbecue turkey burgers, basmati rice, a wee bit of veg in there too. I rotate each meal salt-wise. I have about 8 grams of salt in each meal. Sodium content is very, very important. So I rotate between pink salt and normal table salt because it's higher in potassium, lower in sodium. So each meal I rotate. And there we're going with turkey burgers as well. Like I said, they got barbecue sauce in them. They're very, very low in calorie. Plus I love them and they're easy in the air fryer. And then how could we forget the Dolce Vita chili sauce? The goat of all diet and sauces. So you're probably going to go for about 15 grams of this all over them, which isn't too much. It's only about, I think it's about 30 or 25 calories even. It's not really that much. And that's pretty much it for the post-workout setup. So take notes. So running is over the current supplement stack. It's nothing crazy. It's pretty basic. I don't really spend too much money on supplements. You don't really need to, provided you get enough nutrients into your food. So you got melatonin, pretty good for sleep. However, illegal in the UK, so careful where you get it. Support Max Neuro PM, very, very good for sleep. There's also like a non-PM version for this, which is good for stress. Has quite an effective dose of ashwagandha. I think it's about 600 milligrams, and you need about 500 milligrams for a clinical dose. So love this each and every night. It's great to wind down, help reduce stress, and then also get a great sleep. Vitamin C, we're looking at about 5 grams of this daily, somewhere about 4 or 5 grams. Very, very good for you. And plus, I like how it flavors the water too. It's like little fizzy tablets. Omegas, very, very underrated, right? And it also has 4,000 IU of vitamin D, so I don't need to take a vitamin D supplement. This has it in it. Now, in terms of omegas, there's 2 fatty acids that you should be aware of that you're concerned with when you're talking about omegas content, okay? It's EPA and DHA. And if you want to get a good effective dose, somewhere probably between 2 to 3 grams is effective. But if you're an athlete and you really want to push your performance and get as much as possible, you need to shoot for about 3 to 5 grams of EPA and DHA. So most omegas are seriously underdosed, and so that would probably equate to about 5 servings, whereas this one's one of the strongest ones in the market, and I just take about, I think about 7 mil, like half a teaspoon, half a tablespoon, and it gets me my effective dose. So that's pretty much the current supplement stack. It's very, very basic, nothing complicated to it. So yeah, that's it. You can get most of your nutrients from food. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully that helps.
Leaving the meanings alone.